Hey, what's going on, people? This is Zero to Tenchi, and I am back for another TMNT Rant Rave review for the latest episode entitled Serpent Hunt. So, the search continues for Karai, and we get to see Stranko and Zeck. Stranko being that crazy Russian who sells and buys sells and collects weapons, and Zeck being the look like Tron reject guy who's incredibly smart, but's got the personality of someone out of the '80s. And yeah, they're trying to get out of the city. The turtles get some some of their old stuff back from the lair after trying to outrun the Krang, and Donnie is still trying to develop a retro mutagen. We all know that we all know that Karai's out there. She's out there trying to protect herself. Shredder is pissed off that no one's found her yet, and threatening Razar and Fishface with a bout with Tiger Claw, and there's a lot of stuff happening this episode. Um, Believe it or not, I actually feel for both Splinter and Shredder because yes, Shredder did raise her. That's one thing. Shredder did raise her. Yes, he kidnapped her. Yes, he everything that she knows was a lie. But I can understand why he feels the way he does. Even though he's evil, even though he's a crazy guy with not much to lose, he is still he's still human, and I can understand that. Whereas Splinter, Splinter, I feel for the most because he had his daughter stolen from him. Fast forward years later, he almost had his family killed multiple times, himself almost losing his humanity, finding his daughter, and finally having his family unit complete, and then losing it again. So, so they're really tugging at both characters' heartstrings, and I commend the writers for this because because it all makes sense. So, you got you got Zek and Stranko trying to get out of the city and thinking that, hey, if we capture his daughter, maybe Shredder will help us get out of the city. Yeah, good plan, except for one thing. Shredder does not make deals with anybody. I don't care how close you think you are to the guy. He doesn't care about anybody but himself. So why would you even think that he's gonna actually bargain with you and you be okay with that? But hey, nice try. Along the way, we get to see Karai. We get to see where what she's been up to. She's been basically losing her humanity the whole time. Her humanity is slowly slipping away, and right now we don't have the retromutation, so she has to stay a snake. But we get to see a little bit of what she can do as a snake mutant. Her fighting skills are awesome. She takes down a whole bunch of Krang with little to no effort. Fighting scenes in this episode were crazy. They were awesome. Everybody got into it at the docks during the bargaining scene, and it was great to see. I mean, now the turtle is back in full form. I mean, yeah, they can't take down Shredder yet, but you know what? They can hold their own against him a little more than they could back in the earlier seasons, and that's great to see how they've grown and developed. Now let's see how Karai fares, because she went through a lot in this episode too. I really hope that she comes back sooner rather than later within this season, and we actually get to see her turn back into a human because I miss her. As far as this whole episode, you all know what it was leading up to. Rocksteady and Bebop are here, y'all. Rocksteady and Bebop are here. So this was crazy because it was just straight up. It was punishment after the Shredder basically does not get his daughter back. The whole plan is forwarded. He feels like someone has to be punished, so he takes it out on Stranko and Zeck. I mean, they did kind of sick his daughter on him, and everybody was trying to double cross everybody. So I can understand why he was pissed. What I don't understand is why he chose the animals he chose, but I don't think it really matters because it's all about punishing them. I don't, really, I don't think any thought was put into what kind of animal they chose. I just think that this was, this is just fan service and something that we, it's something that we wanted. So the writers made it happen. Great. I also like that this time around, Rocksteady and Bebop, yes, they're going to be servants to Shredder again, but they're not going to be total and complete idiots. You know what I mean? I mean, these guys, even though they are, are crazy in their own right, they're actually pretty smart. So, I want to see how this fares. So now we got Rocksteady and Bebop. We know what Karai is. Everybody in this show has developed in some way, shape, or form, and it's just going great. So let me know what you guys think of this episode. What do you think of this season so far? What do you think is going to happen next? What do you like the new looks for Rocksteady and Bebop? And who else would you like to see from the old school Turtles, the comics, the TV shows, or the movies make an appearance in this show? Who else would you like to see? Leave it in the comments below. Rate, subscribe, comment, and yeah, that's it. With that, I leave you with peace, love, and never be normal.